Welcome, Mr. Hemanja. We have Advocate Satish Dedia. He is our Vice President of RPWA. Advocate Satish Dedia is also a Secretary of Hariom Society 1993. In his 30 years long career, he has worked with all departments of developers and is very active before the RERA authorities. Welcome, Mr. Dedia. Then we have Mr. Kalpesh Sandarajka, who looks after quality assurance of diamonds and jewelry to be exported to US and other Western MNCs. Kalpesh Sandarajka is having long experience in quality assurance of diamonds and jewelry, and product development is his piece here. Welcome, Mr. So basically today's seminar is a very new experiment, because these are the actual participants who are going to share experiences of how they successfully initiated the redevelopment process in their society. Their case study will show that it's possible to overcome all challenges with a dedicated team and the positive participation of the members. Their case study will also demonstrate how we can deal with many myths relating to redevelopment if a proper procedure is followed. I would also like to thank some of our committee members at RPWA. We have Advocate Sanjay Chaturvedi, Advocate Rahul Gokhale, and we have our Secretary, Advocate Mithil Sampath, and Advocate Sunil Kevalramani. And a small request before we start the session, please keep your mobile phones on silent, and we will do a Q&A session at the end of once the speakers are done with their speech. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you to RPWA for giving us an opportunity to present a case study on the housing society and what all work we have done. And thank you for your time today. I think we're going to spend almost 1.5 to 2 hours. We would like to make it as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we'll try and answer. If not, then let's start a 30 minutes slot at the end where we can answer. The sound check, am I audible at the end? Is the slide clear, visible to all? And English, Hindi, only English, Hindi, what is the preference? English, Hindi? Mix? Alright. So there's a small disclaimer which we would like to start with.
So little the mic has to be.
Little loud?
Yeah.
Better now? So again, the disclaimer is that this is just a experience what we are sharing. For anything else, we would highly recommend to reach out to your legal advisors during the entire process. Whatever we have done so far and whatever we have achieved is what we want to showcase in line with our presentation. Brief agenda, a quick introduction to the plan has already done it. Then we have used a golden circle theory for the explanation that we are using, followed by why, how, what, and then resetting the mindset of it. Because I believe the redevelopment itself is like creating a lot of panic within the members. When I was 6 months ago, for me, redevelopment was like, boss nahi karna hai, because I used to get scared of it. क्योंकि जब भी हम न्यूज़पेपर में रीड करते हैं, हम लोग फेलियर के बारे में ज़्यादा रीड करते हैं कंपेयर टू सक्सेस. So एक डर था सबके मन में कि redevelopment मतलब कुछ ना कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम होना ही होना है. So we try to do it in a different way, trying to break the biggest myth.
2 minutes can respond. Instead of almost setting.
Sure. Let's just pause for 2 minutes.
A little more.
So this is the team who made this entire journey possible. Ma'am has already introduced myself, Satish Bhai and Ashish Sundaraska. We also have a committee member here in Solanki who's with us today. The entire team is a mix of professionals from different walks of life. So we have a doctor, we have a school principal, we have an engineer. That is how we have been able to garner some kind of momentum within the members. Plus there are a couple of them are senior citizens who have a very good connections with the other members in the society, which means they're able to communicate to all age groups, including senior citizens or youngsters from different walks of life. That means the life became easier with this kind of group what we have formed. Now let us understand the golden theory circle. This is possible in every scenario, not only in redevelopment, even in your personal life, even in your businesses. If you understand the golden circle theory, life is pretty much stable. The golden circle theory says we need to understand three basic things: why, how, and what. Why is very important. Why do we need redevelopment? The most important thing to understand for a member or for an individual is that why do we really need the redevelopment? What is the necessary? What is its purpose? How? How do we do it to make sure the redevelopment is safe, simple, and easy for all the members? And what? What did we do to make it more simple and more safe for all the members and get more confidence? So based on this principle, let us first understand why. Why is this redevelopment important for us as a case study of Hariom Society? We had a couple of challenges when we started, or rather even before we started. First was collaboration. Our society consists of 260 members, but we were divided by wings. There are 5 buildings who have been operating separately for last 35 years. So there was no collaboration between us, in terms of getting onto a single page and then working as one single family. So the biggest task was to collaborate together, come back to the same page, and then start working on the redevelopment process. Second was clarity. We did not have clarity. Again, inter-building rivalry is something all of us experience. कि आजू बाजू वाले neighbor से नहीं बनती तो सामने वाले building से कैसे बनेगी? So that is a problem we face because 8,100 square meter में 5 buildings, probably boundaries between the buildings is one of the main issue what we are facing. Then a lot of us have misconceptions and misunderstanding about redevelopment. Nobody knew what redevelopment is or how do we do it. सबको अपना अपना फंडा मालूम था, सब लोग अपने अपने फंडे दे देते, but nobody knew it exactly how and what needs to be done. Even though the documentation was there, the government was supporting, all the material, but members of members, we did not know all that. Our history. This building is probably almost 42 years old now. We have no single documentation. There was no documentation available officially at any of the society offices which we could use to start the redevelopment as a place. In the past, we tried doing redevelopment, but again, ये मेरा developer है, ये building बना देगा, ये मेरा developer building बना देगा. In that case, तेरा मेरा में कभी नहीं हुआ. There was a lot of failure. I would not say failure, but we did not succeed by that approach. Funds. We need some basic funds to start redevelopment. Nothing comes free in life. So again, it will take with so many members, conveyance nahi tha. There would be some litigation, some expenses to begin with. Nobody was ready to contribute funds to start the redevelopment process. And then meetings. Last 35 years, I don't remember there was a united meeting of all the 5 buildings together. There were no SGMs or AGMs, or there were not even minutes published. So people were not aware of what things are happening, what is it that is going to happen, how do we move ahead in life. So these were some of the challenges we were facing. And that's why we thought it is better that now the buildings are old. We need to do something due to which we can start this redevelopment process at any point of time. How did we do it now? How is very important because without this how, getting all the people on the same page was a difficult task. So what did we do to make this happen? We did a basic project management principle. We started with initiation phase, followed by planning, then execution, and then reporting and closure. Now again, these 4 parameters are almost common to everyone in the life. We have to start somewhere. How did we initiate it? So there were a group of people who met somewhere in the month of August or September last year. 4 of us are common here. There are a couple of others. We thought that now it is the time to go ahead and do redevelopment. But कैसे करना है? कैसे सबको साथ में लाएंगे? क्या करेंगे ऐसा कि लोग साथ में आएंगे, हमके साथ जुड़ के जाएंगे? पैसा नहीं है. How will we try and get money and what is the amount of money we will need at least to start? So all those things we thought about. Informal plan was laid out. What we did is we created a Gantt chart right from last October 2022 till 31st December 2020, 1 year का full Gantt chart बना दिया. What are the activities we'll have to do? What are the months on which we should complete those activities? Who is going to do what? And by end of each phases, what is it that we are going to do? So all those things were done as part of our initiation and planning. Along with the Gantt chart, we started preparing quarterly calendars. Now, why quarterly calendars? 1 year period is a very big measurable period. We are around 130 to 140 items on the Gantt chart. Now, we broke down the entire Gantt chart into a quarterly calendar of activities or the tasks. Yes.
What is Gantt chart?
So Gantt chart is basically tells you that on this week we are going to do this activity. So पूरे साल के लिए, for example, अगर I have to do 130, कौन से month में कौन सा होगा? Just a line over there. I'll show you a sample. There is an example also. So this PPT will be shared with all of you. Plus there will be recording. So be rest assured, you will get everything. Focus कीजिए, questions पूछिए, let it make it more interactive. But आपको सारा material मिल जाएगा. अगर meeting के बाद भी कोई questions are here to help you, we are here to answer also. Right? So don't worry about anything. We did a SWOT analysis. Like how many of you know what is SWOT? SWOT. 1, 2, 3. So I think most of you know it. We did a SWOT analysis of our project. हमारे project का strength क्या है, weakness क्या है, what are the opportunities and what are the threats. ये चार चीज common होती है redevelopment project के लिए. So we identify what is it that is going to help us, what is it going to go against us when we start the redevelopment process. We used to publish all the agendas, draft resolution and explanation to all the agendas well in advance to the members so they could read and come. So जब वो पढ़ के आएंगे, it becomes easier to discuss in the SGM and then pass the resolution. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग ने खाली 2 लाइन का एजेंडा भेज दिया, मीटिंग में आया. As usual we know हमारी मीटिंग्स सक्सेसफुल होती नहीं है because people को पता ही नहीं है कि क्या डिस्कस करना है, सिर्फ एक पॉइंट को लेके झगड़े पे चले जाते हैं. We make sure कि हम उनको पहले एक्सप्लेनेशन भी दे दें और उनको रेजोल्यूशन का स्क्रिप्ट भी देने के दिस इज द रेजोल्यूशन वी आर पासिंग. सो हमारा रेजोल्यूशन पासिंग बिकम मच मोर इजीियर बिकॉज़ पब्लिक पढ़ के आ देते हैं. अगर समझो कोई पढ़ता नहीं था तो हम लोग उनको समझा देते थे. Initially हम लोग ने इंग्लिश में स्टार्ट किया but then we realized that some people are not comfortable with English. तो हम लोग ने हिंदी एंड गुजराती में भी ट्रांसलेट करना चालू किया. तो the official resolution will still be in English but समझने के लिए हम लोग ने ट्रांसलेशन सर्विसेज यूज करके हिंदी और गुजराती में भी पब्लिश करना चालू किया. सो कनेक्शन विद द मासेस बिकेम इजीियर. क्वेश्चंस? We used a lot of technology in the entire process. The e-tendering is something which we are going to talk a bit more about because that is what I think it's the first in the kind of tendering what we have done. उसके अलावा we used WhatsApp as a great medium. We are using MyGate. It's a visitor management system plus a society management system where we are publishing all our notices and all. क्या होता है WhatsApp पे भेजने से lost हो जाता है, मिलता नहीं. But when you send it via MyGate, एक history maintain होता है और आपको email से भी आता है. So as a member, it becomes much more easier for a person to find any meetings, any resolutions, any invitations or any reference materials straight away from MyGate or from their emails. हम लोग के पास Google Drive है जहाँ पे सारे documentation share होता है and we use the same link for the members also. Plus all our meetings are physical as well as hybrid. 25% of the residents in our society are not in Bombay or they are not staying in the society. So hybrid played a pivotal role where we used to get a good number of participants. Plus all the meetings were recorded. That means anyone who is not able to attend at any point of time can go back and refer the meetings. Apart from this hybrid meetings, what we did is we have a professional in-house camera person who is recording all the meetings also. It goes on the YouTube channel and people can even use YouTube to visit that, which is much more clear. So whatever was possible from a digital or going electronic, we have done all those things to cater. सबसे बड़ा challenge आया execution. Now, what we did in execution, we did OCM, which is Organization Change Management, जो normally professional होता है. We use the same concept of change management within the housing society. Now, what and why change management? Change management basically क्या होता है? हमको भी change होना है, developer को भी change करना है. Because developer का एक mindset है, members का एक mindset है. वो mindset को थोड़ा change करेंगे तो एक काम smooth होता है. So we started that first with ourselves, within the committee, then within the members, and then a bit with the developers also. We cannot influence developers most, but members are in our control. So we started this change management strongly with our society members. Then we implemented multi-layer team. What does it mean? Like we are a committee of 13 people. One person passed to get 12. 12 जन से 216 members के connection was very difficult. So we gathered volunteers and other people who are like-minded, who are willing to work for the redevelopment. We formed a team of around 40 people, and we have created a task force. We have a public relation officer, we have a communications manager or a communications lead who does all the communications. Help of 40 people, and then involvement became bigger. So 40 plus 12 is 53. So 216 में से 50 जन तो involve हो गए directly ये काम कर रहे हैं. And that is another way that all the meetings are based on consensus and by voting only. So whatever meeting we do, whatever resolution we pass, we make sure people are understanding there is a consensus within the SGM and there is a voting which happens for passing any kind of resolution. Any questions so far?
What about the process of selecting PMC, the drafting of PMC appointment? All those steps will follow later on or before this?
So that's a very valid question and the most important part. If you can hang up for certain more minutes, I will answer that question also. But 79 process is completely followed. It is part of our execution. So I am not highlighted here because right from planning till execution, the entire process is done.
79 cluster redevelopment. All the decisions has been taken by managing special general body meeting or MC members will take on the decision.
All the decisions are in SGMs only. We make sure that that's why I'm saying consensus and voting basis.
So the PMC and drafting, selecting PMC, that process will come later in your experience?
Yeah. So okay. So it is part of our planning and execution. I'm not specifically called out here because I'm just showing the phases over here. Like we did not hire any PMC until we floated the tender. I'll tell you the reason also. It will come later in my slides. We did not feel the need of having a PMC because all of us are qualified enough.
What about the feasibility report?
We have all that. So all that is done. So feasibility report, survey, all those things are done. So what it is, we use a lot of RTIs. We have done the feasibility. We have done all the.
Since in our older buildings, the documents are missing. We have a conveyance copy. Then we don't have a section plan. Then we don't have PR card because we have 3 CS number. 2 are I think merged. So the consultant is suggesting that you have to split those. What are all those processes like?
See, more technical questions, Satish will be able to answer those. He will tell you everything because he is our legal expert.
Yeah.
And if I comment something, let him comment. He will clarify all those answers. But we have done all those things whatever we mentioned. Submit that. So we have a threat of the litigations. That is one of the threat what we feel. Second thing is in a trend nowadays, there's a lot of inventory in the market. And by the time we complete our property, it will take another 5 years. So the inventory is going to go huge. So that is a threat which I see from our SWOT analysis. Unless you have some other threat, what you can find. We are not doing self-development. Reporting inclusion, all the detailed briefs, as I said, were circulated. Each of these SGM were tracked and reported, and any missing member who is not running the SGMs, we should reach out them proactively, ask them that they should be attending it, why it is important for them to attend all these meetings. There are a lot of other reports we should send out to our members proactively so that they are aware of how the things are shaping up, what is the progress, including the budget and the financial details. What we started is our core values. We want to make sure that we create some kind of values when we are going for the redevelopment purpose. So transparency, trust, and technology. These are the three key framework which we applied because transparency is the most important part we feel redevelopment for success करना है. If we are transparent as an MC, then the people are going to trust more and more. So we make sure that we are transparent at each stage. From November last year, I would not even say November, maybe 1st of December till date, 20 plus SGMs are conducted, which is almost on an average 2 to 3 SGMs in a month, which has never happened earlier, but 3 SGMs in a month is a big number for us. Trust has to be there because if there is no trust in the MC or even in the members not trusting the, MC not trusting members, it is not going to work. And technology, as I said earlier, we have used heavy use of technology. I'm going to show you some examples right in slides. we created a vision. Because unless and until we have a vision in mind, we have a destination in mind, we will not be able to succeed. So what we did is we created a vision which was published on every member's flat, on all the wings. Basically around 60 to 70 vision boards we have created. It is there on outside every flat. We have made sure that this is imprinted in everyone's mind. So any member, we go to our building, everybody knows that we have a vision in place which needs to be followed, and with that vision and timelines, this is what we did. With one goal, one agenda, one vision. 1st December 2023, we wanted to complete our process. That means, make sure we finalize the developer. We are almost on the verge of vacating our flats by this day. This is what we have published in October itself. So we'll look at some of the critical timelines. This is the timelines. 15 October is when we have launched the vision and the mission even before a committee was elected. Some of us got together and put this think tank in mind. We officially, the new committee was selected on 23rd of November, and on 19th of January our tender was published in the newspaper. So it's an open tender which was published in the newspaper, and on April 7th we got top 5 developers selected out of 15. So we got around 31 bids and 15 had submitted the bids. We selected top 5, and we are on track that by end of June we'll be able to select the final developer. So between 23rd November or maybe even it's the 1st December, by the time we became operational, within 6 months we are going to select our preferred developer. How did we do it?